Hey guys, it's lemmingrush. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a clip that I recorded during a mentoring session that I had with Dirgepump. Dirgepump's about an average player, and my goal in this training room and the battle afterwards was to teach him how to play positioning in a micro context so that he could beat people in one-on-one or 1 versus 2 type of engagements more consistently, because that's something he was having trouble with. So if that's something you're interested in, this video is for you. This is how you would play F-Zero in a pub game from your perspective if we were on the south side, so the side that you're on. You would come to this side right here, where I am, like literally where I am. Okay. And you can sit here, and let's pretend there's an enemy. So just sit where I am. Let's pretend I'm not going to be a Unicum in this instance, because if you prepare to fight against Unicums, there's going to be a lot less that you can get away with. So I'm going to act like a puppy, and I'm not going to play perfectly. So
okay.
In this instance, a puppy might be right where I am. Okay. Now, you see me. There's a bunch of ways you can actually shoot at me when I'm in this area right here, if I was playing kind of badly. There's one of them, right? Like you're hull down. So if I turned my turret, let's pretend I was an equal tier, you would be able to reasonably pen me in that. Yeah, exactly. So, especially if I turn my turret. Now, one thing you can do is stay really zoomed out when you're playing, and that will give you... Okay. You can poke on me from where you are, right there, right? But you can actually also do it from up there. For example. Yeah, well, you'll see what I mean in a sec. And there's going to be cons and benefits associated with that. You see? I'll back up a bit more to where I was. Right. So, exactly. So if I was in like a tier 8 medium or something, what you can do in this type of thing is, well, the negatives associated with that are you might get shot by TDs, but you can look, and you could probably also get shots over to the right even more, and you would also be able to get shots over... I have to reload in a sec.
Yeah, but I can, okay, I see how you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I can reposition a little bit, you know, and still get shots on people on the other side.
Right, and the thing is, this is doable on most flanks in World of Tanks. So, for example, in that Karelia, let me try to... Okay, to notice things like this, for example, to realize that you have multiple angles, what you can do is you can look at... Zoom out all the way and look at the ground. What you do is you have to analyze, I don't know, in a 10-second drive of where you are at any given time, and that will give you a bunch of angles that you can play at. And you do that by zooming out and just looking at, well, for example, the ridge. So, for example, where you are right here, I can fight you like this. From my perspective, I can fight you like this, and I can shoot the dirt occasionally. Or, depending on what your team, maybe you have TD sitting at G6 or whatever, you know, I could also come up like this. You'll see in a sec here, to get shots. You know, and if you weren't looking at me, I could make this poke no problem, and that would catch you off guard.
I would be sitting here, looking this
exactly. Way. So especially if I had teammates there, I might be able to just do this and shoot you and fall back before you have time to respond. So you can notice these things on purpose by zooming out and just looking around you. And the better you get at that, the better you'll get at playing, you know, micro plays, for example. It's the same thing. You know, if I push up here, I do zoomed out, and let's pretend I wanted to deal with you. I could either do it like this, you know, and I could poke right onto you, especially if you didn't notice me. Or, I mean, I could also, I'm just looking at this entire, it's not through memorization that I learned this type of thing. I notice these things most of the time when I'm on a map. Like, I've almost never poke around like this, but it is something I could do, and you can realize, and like, you would certainly not be prepared for me.
There's nothing I can do at this point. I don't even
unless
know
you have support.
Right.
So, okay, well, let's pretend I was here. How would you deal with this? Let's pretend someone came here. What would your best option be? And, you know, in this instance,
to me, I would be doing what I'm doing. I would be backing up.
Yeah, forcing me to poke wide.
Right.
Right,
and then I would be hoping that I would have, like you said, teammates behind me, you know, off to the south somewhere, you know,
okay,
that could shoot at you.
Now, there's another solution that I see. What, if you look around you, where else could you go?
I think I can go in this dip, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that forces, if I want to shoot at you from here, like, I am screwed. I mean, you're kind of screwed there too if you're getting flanked and all, but let's just assume you have
You have
some
to go
sort.
pretty deep
Yeah,
to get to
well,
me.
I have to be in the open to any TD sitting at
Right.
K5, K6, K7, that kind of thing. So in this instance, I have the advantage on you individually, but if you had teammates, you would have the advantage because, well, I'd have my side to them. Or like,
Okay.
the best way for me to approach this would be like this. Now, it's the same thing. Let's pretend I was shooting at your teammates here. You know, you could look around, you could find angles on me that would be very easy for you to manipulate. And let's say if I pointed my gun like this, you know, you could drive up to here to shoot at me.
Yeah.
Especially
Right.
if you didn't have gun
Okay.
depression or were mobile or, you know, like...
I guess also if you're coming around, because I have this hill here, I could have been sitting over here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, your vehicle
You know, 'cause
would
this
not...
little dip would have been fine.
I have shots on you, like that. I don't,
Oh.
like, I'm not trying to be... In an IS-7, probably would work very well. You know, like,
Okay.
tank dependent, it would work very well. Maybe a T-62A, which might be shorter. But at the same time, that's a really good... how do I say?
Observation.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you should be doing. So we're going to practice that in this game, in my opinion.
Okay.
Especially because we're top tier. First thing that you might notice is, like, their top tier tank. Okay. On this map, I feel like because we're heavies, we should just go to the 9 line. The cool thing about the 9 line is if you want to go to the middle, it's a downhill drive. So in a WZ14, like, your top speed's really high. You can just drive downhill and get there in half a second. But if you're in the mid and you need to go to the 9 line, it takes quite a bit longer because you're driving uphill. So
Honestly, I hardly ever go into the mid.
Okay.
I guess maybe if I played my mouse or if I played,
yeah.
you know, like a Type 4 or something. But if I'm in any type of tank that has remotely, you know, some speed, I always go the 9 line.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Also, normally it seems, at least the times I play, I get a lot of TDs, and since TDs love to sit, you know, 6, 7, 8, I just go 9 line.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so...
Okay, so that's stupid. Alright.
Well, our team is all going to the 2 line, and they've all taken the middle. So that kind of implies that... Well, I
think the Patton and the Bat Chat are going to come over this way, though.
Yeah, I would think we should run away. Like, I'm just going to say...
There's nobody here.
Right, us two are not going to win a 5 versus 2, even if we are top tier heavies. So...
My reload's 13.6.
Okay. So where would you run away to in this...
Well, knowing that's where our team is,
Yeah.
most likely they're going to crash on that poor WZ. So I would think somewhere around here, so we can get shots in the middle and then shots also on the right.
Why don't we fall back even further to K5? This is just...
Wow.
Okay, so the problem with the position you pinged out is you can't get safe there. So that's like one of... Just gonna mention that. Like,
Okay.
you can't run away if they're here. Because that's... Like, where do you think the enemy team is gonna push
no,
up?
I meant we should sit somewhere between H and J to get shots on the mid and the right. That's what I meant.
Yeah, okay.
I just didn't think about going this far back.
Understandable. It's just... In this... Okay. The way I see this map is if you're gonna defend, K0 works really well. Like here. If you're not in K0, you probably should come to where we are. Like where TDs camp.
Lit.
Yeah. So they're gonna get up to like here, but that's fine. We're gonna have to just deal with it from where we are. And at least we have support here too. That's a good
Gotcha. And I have shots on the Patton. Okay.
So you see where you are? You're poking where you don't have much gun depression. Like you're screwing yourself over. Look around and try to find where you could sit where you don't have to, like, it's not as bad. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna make the same play. It's just in a micro sense, it's different. There you go. You should have similar shots on people who might poke on you.
Got a Bat Chat.
Yep.
On the right.
I'm gonna try to deal with him. This is gonna be
85.
hard. Maybe you have shots on these guys? They're gonna poke on that Scorpion in a sec here, so... Okay.
Patton shot me.
Okay.
think I can fall back even further.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
As long as I keep my turret turned to them.
So like this sucks.
Actually, yeah, this isn't too bad. I can fall back here.
Yeah.
And then whenever they push on me, I still have good gun depression.
Right. Well, yeah,
Okay.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think I can move this way and use this cover.
Okay. Ooh. Artie, where are you? Good enough. Okay, good. You could also poke up. I mean, you're doing fine. You're in a good position right now. And the score at least is close right now. We're gonna have to deal with these 4 tanks in front of us, though.
Okay. Yeah, I can't shoot the ones next to the...
So, you could elevate... Yeah, there you go. Perfect. You could elevate yourself by driving to your right.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was concerned that the bat chat would hit me, though.
It's a bat shot. Like, if you get 490 and only take a hit from the bat shot, it's not... Oh, there you go. Stop camping.
Yep. Come on. There we go. I don't know where that E4 is.
Super pushing? Neither do I. Okay, well, there's the E5.
Yeah, there's a hill in front of me, so I can't shoot the E5.
Is there any way for you... I mean, if you were to shoot at the E5, you'd also expose yourself to a lot of other people, so that's just the situation.
Ah, there's a Super P. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. That's an angle that I didn't know about.
Right, and it's like, you won't memorize these, but you can see them if you look for them. Right. A lot of the time. I'm falling down, I can't help you.
That's right.
Okay. Brilliant. And then he'll reload faster than you, so reversing is the right idea. Good. Now we have to figure out how to deal with these guys. How much HE do you have?
I have some. Yeah.
Okay.
Reload.
We need to...
I have 7 shots.
Okay, so drive forward. Yeah, you want to stay safe from this guy if possible, because he's going to be...
using the ridge in front of me.
Yeah, perfect, exactly. And that's way... Oh shit, time. Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. I think my AT pen...
Behind us? We're gonna... Let's... Why don't we just... I'll reset the Somua.
Okay.
Let's just push backwards, actually, because we're gonna push into 3. We can just... I'll just turn around and deal with this 1 tank behind us.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. I'm decently hulled down from the E4 and the Somua.
You have time, so you don't really need to take... Did he shoot at you or me?
No, the KV5 shot at me.
Okay. I'm gonna try to take the hit then. Tell me if I block your shot.
Good now.
He won't shoot.
Oh.
I'm sorry. This guy, he would not shoot at you. She would not shoot at me because he wanted to kill you. Okay. But that worked, right? Like, you probably played that position a lot previously.
Yeah, a lot better than I normally would. Yeah,
right.
Sure.
And I don't know how much... Did you get much damage out of it?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't get a lot. I got 1,200, but I blocked 1,200.
Okay.
That's telling for me.
Right. No. Oh well.
What popped me was the M103. I just couldn't account for all those angles.
Right. I mean, and you'll learn, like, how do I say it? The next step, like, once you kind of... The next step is to learn, okay, like, to predict the threats to the angle that you're thinking of playing. That's kind of like the next step. But that's way harder, because you have to account for everything. But, so the first step is to realize what angles you can play, and then, like, the next step, which we're not even going to touch, is saying, okay, this might be risky to X, Y, Z. Like, the way that I think you should start off by learning what I just taught you in a training room is to say, is to try something, see if it doesn't work, and then just note it if it doesn't work. And if it's not working in a specific game, try something else. Like,
Gotcha.
you got RD'd remember when you got RD'd?
Mm-hmm.
One thing you can do is you can say, okay, I just got RD'd. This position is not going to work in the next 30 seconds. What next? Like, what can I do to deal with the problem of RD? Because, and eventually you'll start just predicting the RD before it happens and just taking off position, like, how do I say it? Do you get what I'm trying to communicate?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yes.
You'll start seeing more in depth into positions as you start recognizing them, and you'll be able to say, oh well, this position might get shot at by TDs and so on and so forth, or this angle might get shot at by TDs, but this angle might not. So and a lot of that just comes from getting hit by TDs. So
Ooh, beer.